question for you. Welcome back to the Mark and Brian Radio program. I got a question for you. What do you get when you cross two legendary Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees and you put them together to collaborate on something?
My guess would be you get Guitar Heaven, the greatest guitar classics of all time.
Absolutely correct. We were talking about this album yesterday. Spent a lot of time talking about it. We've been looking forward to it. It does not disappoint. This is incredible, and the man is with us on the phone today, KLOS Santana. Carlos!
Hi, Mark and Brian. How you doing?
Now, Carlos, this is a collaboration between you and Clive Davis, and I've always contended that Clive Davis has, without question, the best ears in the history of music.
This is correct. He's a visionary, and so many artists like myself, we're extremely grateful to him because we need people to nurture the bridge between the artist and the audience, and because he has to convince the record companies that there's a need for us. There's a need for Led Zeppelin or Nirvana or Santana or Metallica, because he sees us before the record company sees us, and he goes and he puts us together. So it's a win-win situation for everyone.
Carlos, is it true, and I read this yesterday, don't know if it's true or not, we can hear it from you yourself if it is or not, that you were approached to do this album one or two times or a few times, and you kept turning it down?
It was actually 3 times, and that's correct, because I was with fear. I was like, even though I'm 63 and I've been doing this since the 67, I still have the human element of fear, which is like, well, what is people going to think? These songs are like, these songs are so established, and I want to give the credit to Clive for staying with me, because every time he would call me, it'd be like 40 minutes on the phone, and I would literally pick up the phone and put it up to the ceiling, and I'm like, I don't want to do this, And finally, I heard this voice that said, Carlos, what's with the fear? Look, Evil Ways, Willie Bobo, Black Magic Woman, Peter Green, Oyukova, Tito Puente, She's Not There, The Zombies. We've been doing this forever. And I go, yeah, but this is all a whole album together like that. And then I just realized that, and the best thing that can happen that people can hear from this thing that I'm saying right now is that when you put fear aside, that's when fun happens in your life.
That is awesome.
Now, this album is, as Carlos has been saying, some of the greatest guitar classics of all time. Listen to the guest vocalists that have joined Carlos for this record. And this is a partial list. Chris Cornell, Rob Thomas, Scott Weiland, Pat Moynihan, India Ari and Yo-Yo Ma, Chris Daughtry, Joe Cocker, Johnny Lang, Scott Stapp, all attacking some of these great guitar classics.
So you have Clive. This concept thing with you and Clive. Carlos, what was your side of the creative process when you decided on what songs you're going to do, and then you go in a room or sit wherever you sit and kind of work things out? You wanted to hold true, obviously, to the riffs and to the songs, but you also wanted to put yourself into it. That's the whole idea of this. What was your creative process like?
Trusting that completely new, totally familiar, and trusting that I would be able to give the green light from Clive and the producers for me to come in the first hour in the studio and set the tone for tempo, feel, and groove. In other words, I make the bed, and then the lovers get in there and do what they do. But I have to play the songs after the producers and after Clive Davis. So I have to play the songs every day for the rest of my life. So what I needed to do was ask my musicians, which is my same band, play them, to visit the correct intensity of energy, and this is what this is about. It's energy of young female or males that are between 12 to 27. A lot of testosterone, a lot of pimples. That energy that doesn't apologize for being with vibrancy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Carlos, we've had a lot of musicians on this show over the years, and I've enjoyed asking some of these great guitarists that we've had, is that on a daily basis, do you pick up your guitar, or do you feel like you've mastered it? And one of the people along the way say, you never master this instrument. Do you still pick it up on a daily basis just for yourself?
Yes, the arrangement that I have with my guitar is that I take my fingers for a walk. with Marvin Gaye or Stevie Ray or Jimi Hendrix or Miles or anyone. I take my fingers for a walk for about 4 hours with all of them here and there. And so I don't call it practicing, because practicing would be like moving bricks from one room to another.
Yeah.
To me, it's the best accurate way to say it is I go for a walk, take my fingers for a walk, and before I know it, I play 2-3 hours with Michael Jackson, and I'm right with him. He's walking right next to me, I'm walking right next to him, and then I'm able to still be that kid who locks himself in the closet in the dark and is able to play with B.B. King or Michael Jackson.
We're speaking with Carlos Santana. It's Santana's Guitar Heaven, the greatest guitar classics of all time. It's available now. Do you have a favorite off this album, or can you pick one that you, out of all of them, and they're all tremendous, but can you pick one that you like the most?
Well, it's like a coin that has two sides. One is because I am a person who plays my best when I play ballads or slow songs, so I like While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and I also love Back in Black because of the supreme, just naked energy of it. You know, and also a whole lot of love. But basically, Back in Black, the way Nas hit it, and then we you know, heavy, hard-hitting rap with Metallica-like energy, and
works.
Back in Black, it works.
Yeah, it absolutely does. We played it earlier today. I think it was 6 o'clock hour. We'll play it again before we get out of here today.
And also, Carlos, yesterday we played Sunshine of Your Love, which features, for the second time, your working collaboration with Rob Thomas. What, creatively, I believe when it's all said and done, Rob will be looked on as one of our great singer-songwriters. What is his collaborative process with you?
Genuineness, being true, being honest, and the real freaking deal.
Yeah, I mean,
all of that.
Your version of Sunshine of Your Love, we sampled it yesterday. It's just fantastic.
Thank you. I needed to open it up. As you know, it goes da 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 da, and then we open it up, and it doesn't go continue, because there's something to me about since I first heard that song in '67, that it's like when you eat, you need to swallow.
Right.
You know, you can't just keep putting things in your mouth. So I literally opened it up in the riff, in between the riffs, that incredible riff, space, and it really works.
Carlos, when you're sitting down, maybe you're on the tour bus and you've got your iPod with you, what stuff are you listening to these days?
Well, thank you for asking that. As always, I do African music, because I love the rhythm, the colors, the emotion, and the passion. Because of African music, we have flamenco, because of the Moors when they conquered Spain, and you have guajira, cha-cha-cha, mambo, danzón, bossa nova. So Africa has been extremely generous to the United States and the rest of the world in giving us what we call even salsa. You know, so I basically listen to about 80% African music. Of course, Marvin Gaye and Bob Marley and Louis Armstrong and Bob Dylan. But I mainly listen to melodies, because I love the melodies and the rhythms.
Very nice.
Carlos, we are being told that we're running out of time with you, but please keep taking your fingers for a walk. You are the man, you're a gentleman, and this album is tremendous.
Santana's Guitar Heaven, the greatest guitar classics of all time. It's available now. Get your copy and enjoy. Carlos, the very best, and please join us again sometime soon.
Mark and Brian, you're inspiring. Thank you for being in the air and uplifting people's hearts.
Good
thank you, man.
We'll get
that was Carlos Santana, ladies and gentlemen. Just talk to Carlos.
That warmed my heart. Listen to you guys again.
You know what? And I always heard he was Irish, but I didn't hear Irish in that accent. Maybe I heard wrong.
Okay. Stay where you are. We'll come back with more. It's the Mark and Brian radio program.